Hello, welcome to this special show of the Reddy Review. I'm MoneyBaby XO. In my former life, I'm Zora Luda Comedy Vixen. And then this is PullUp Reddy. In his former life, in current life, he's still Reddy Beats. What's going on, Reddy Beats?
Man, see what I'm saying? Just glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming.
I know. Um, Exciting news. The last time I think we performed in Raleigh was like the poorhouse, right? So yesterday I performed at a spot called Aroma slash Rose Bar, whatever they're gonna change the name to next. I'm not sure. I had a good time.
So,
And then I walked in the door. They like, "Oh, you want to open the show?" I said, "Sure." It went downhill at the meeting.
shoot, get in.
Hey man, they don't know I'm an OG in this game, man. So that's why we do the Ready Review because you got to practice what you preach, right?
For sure.
So with that being said, I'm excited that you want to do a special show. I know you just was itching because it's been so many months since we did a show. Now, you have a list of artist dues, right? Dues. We ain't doing don'ts. We doing dues because there's no such thing as a don't. Because what all publicity is good publicity, whatever.
Whatever
So
works. For sure.
branding your name.
Yeah, just, you know what I'm saying? I was going through artists, like old artists I used to work with. I went to everybody, supported them. You know what I'm saying? Uploaded their images and everything. And I'm going through them and I'm like, one person, like, they just changed their name. Like, you got to, my thing is when you first start out, stick with one name. Even if somebody else got the name, just stick with it and push on that one name. Because this guy, his name, he went from a C to a K. So now he got two artist profiles with two different spellings of his name. So it's like you couldn't think of that ahead of time which one you wanted to go with.
I get it. Confusing the fans.
Yeah, and then then apostrophes at the end of your name or putting a dot in or the space in, it all gotta sync. So basically everything gotta sync as one. So once you start doing that stuff where the space is off, it all gonna mess up everything.
I agree because generally, like, even if I'm branding something non artist related, I Google it. I try to get the gmail.com of it, just the little small things. The
Research.
Instagram, Twitter, whatever, right? Whatever I can get some attention and try to do some branding. But most importantly, images. Well, quality images, just image visuals, somebody know who you are, what you look like. How do you feel about imaging?
Man, it just at least have three main profile pictures that you can just in and out, wherever. Cause it's like when I'm sitting there looking for artists, like I go through and see what photos they have. A lot of them have no profile pictures, not even one. So that's like a big issue. Is like make sure you have profile pictures. I don't know who you gonna go to. Somebody gotta have a camera. We got smartphones now that can
I
take
was
great
about to
pictures.
say, as many phones with the quality, and I've done a lot with some phones, right? Gorilla filming and everything. You know how we do. So
So
there's no excuse why your friend that's supposed to be your friend can't take at least 50 pictures of you and you get like three that match up.
hmm
It shouldn't be no reason.
yeah, that was a big issue. I'm sitting there looking for photos. I'm like, what? Well, y'all ain't got no one main photo. I
No,
gotta go
I
through
get
all
it.
these photos just to find one main photos. And it's like nowadays you got Instagram. You gotta have at least some profile pictures on your Instagram at least. And it's like sites like nowadays you can put your picture on Pinterest. You know what I'm saying? You people might come through and find your picture on Pinterest and find out who you are. So it's just you gotta have some photos. That's the main.
Nah, I definitely
Gotta have
agree.
photos.
And then speaking of images or whatever, like albums and single design art, like,
That
artist visuals, like what do you like how do you feel about that?
my issue. I had an issue with people putting out singles as far as like their songs, and they just put the picture up there as the single. So if I scroll there and I see your picture, I'm thinking it's just a picture. I don't know it's a single. It ain't no name up there. I don't even know you're an artist or not. And ain't no name on the on the photo. There ain't no title for the single. None of that. So it's just like you can't just put a picture up there and expect people to come find you or understand that this is my single. I need you to listen to my single.
That's interesting because as much as when we distribute music, we use two different platforms to distribute through, but well, they
Mm-hmm.
project to the same, entities, but I feel like they don't want you to put anything other than the title up there if you're using text. But they don't say nothing when you don't put the title up there at all. So I think some of these artists, since they don't have the knowledge that this is certain ways to get people's attention. Even if you use the visual, put the text up there.
Hmm.
So
When you
I noticed
start
they'll
out,
reject it if you put other than the artist, the song name or the artist name, or if
mm,
the artist is featured and you put them up there regular, they gonna be like, no, it's wrong. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I don't know. I guess there's no filter. You either do it right, and then when you do it wrong, it's, I don't know. If you don't do it at all, they don't care. But at the end of the day, it's like you're independent, working on yourself. You gotta go all out, study somebody that's gonna
mm,
give you the right direction.
when you starting out, make sure you got your name on the stuff. Like when you get further along, people know you. Okay, cool. You don't got to put your name on the graphic for your single. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
Hmm.
known now. But when in the beginning, people got to find out who you are.
Right. And then, most importantly, what we realized long time ago, like consistency. You gonna win with consistency. I mean, you take a break here and there, come back stronger, but you gotta outwork people when you don't have a team.
Hmm.
How do you feel about consistency?
Man, it gotta be because there's so many artists out here. You can't take a whole year off. You can't. You can't even take 6 months most of the time. Give them something. They
Mm-hmm.
might like this record and they're like, okay, cool. I liked it for this little bit of time, and then you pop up again a month, 2 months later. They listen to the next one. It might show up in their Spotify or wherever they go. They might be like, hey, what's such up to now? So they might search for you. If you ain't putting that out in a year, you losing. I've
Yeah,
seen it.
you're
I went.
losing the fan base and the what is it, like the optimization of like the demand for your music?
Oh, yep, the SEO for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? And I was I was doing something where dang, I just lost my train of thought because I was doing something and the artists they took a break and they never came back. And I was just like, wow, like this is crazy. Like you got to keep going. It's crazy.
Well, personally, as many breaks as I've taken, I didn't necessarily stop my brand because if you do not, so streaming and people actually making legitimate opportunities for artists to perform even if they're not signed,
Mm-hmm.
that is the reason why I came back, because there are things that I was missing. I'm able to independently distribute my music without getting some fake type of distribution deal. I'm
Mm-hmm.
able to uh get decent quality visuals, artwork, whatever. I'm able to do so many things where I can get ahead rather than I gotta wait 2 weeks for somebody to edit my music video, knowing good and well my song release and I need the visual to follow up. And you pay for a rush order just to get something that you don't really like.
Yeah.
So I really feel like my ability to move ahead with what is it, self resourcing, or being able to do certain resources on your own, and
Mm-hmm.
then being able to find shows and go to venues, like being able to perform in multiple states and not really have to put myself on tour or be on tour. I think there's more avenues for being independent artists because, believe it or not, the only difference between me and the label is marketing dollars and their control of the radio every
Mm-hmm.
month. If you already getting an upfront expenditure, of course you're gonna play their chat before you play mine. Because I'm taking up space that y'all want to get paid for. My hat just fell. I don't know what that means. Somebody in the house talking about you get hot here, talking them facts. Anyways, I don't know. I really feel like keep your brand going, even if you want to take a break, because they could just show what they're going through day to day if they to keep their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you might not have the next record. You might have writer's block. You might not be able to get in the studio. You might financially be impaired where all you can do is pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
So, me personally, I think consistency is just keeping the fan base if you don't have a song. And then, but other than that, you got one song, visual. You show somebody rocking out to it at a party, basically continue to promote that song if you don't have new music. I mean, I think it's a good run, but honestly speaking, if you can't go in the studio and at least crank out 5 singles and be able to prepare to push those for 6 months straight, keep dropping them like you say, then you have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. When you hot, you gotta. crank out as much as possible when you hot. You get that writer's block, it's a wrap. You're gonna be hot
Mm-hmm.
for a minute. So when you on, you better stay on, get as much work done as possible. Shit, I got
Yeah.
enough work to get me through a whole year. And all I gotta do is drop a single every month and I'm straight. So,
Now, this is not on your list, but since so this is something that we know that we seen because we've been studying all these years that we've been in and out of the game as an artist or producing or managing or whatever we're doing, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, I do not believe in performing full songs in venues where people do not know your music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because for example, I think the hottest part of the song is normally the hook because that's repetitive and allows them time to, they can vibe out if they don't know your lyrics. But I cut my music up. Whereas someone's like, oh, yeah, you can do 3 songs. I'm saying about like 3 songs is technically, well, now 3 songs is supposed to be 2 minutes and 16 seconds per song, right?
Yeah.
But people are doing 3 minute songs still. The radio don't even play your full songs no more.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really even reviewing that. Matter of fact, social media will cut off a platform if they play too much of your song because it gives streaming rights.
Mm.
So, long story short, I think the fact that especially when I'm featured with you and you're not there to perform, I will cut your section out and, weave the hook into whatever I got going on. But I managed to create a nice set and not lose my audience attention and show them my diversity in my music quality. Because one of my sets yesterday, of course, and I performed this in Baltimore too. I started out with no free rides. Then I did Get Them Dollars. I did Liven Up the Party. And then I did Murder Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all that within 6 minutes.
That's good.
Because I think as long as I got the hook in there, my verse, I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, that's what that I think people need to understand is, create a set so you show performances because the DJ ain't going to be ready to play your next song. You're like, next track. Because he's not being paid to jump when you say jump. He's not learning for your set. There was no sound check, So I think even if you go to a showcase or an open mic, take your performance seriously and look more professional than the average artist. That's all I could think of.
Nah, you're right.
So, once again, this was a good special show. This not really starting off our season, but I think people are gonna look forward to, January and hearing more about our journey. Is there anything you want to add about PullUp Reddy?
Nah, just what I was gonna say earlier as far as I was on a PR site and I saw all these artists. Like I don't know none of these people's names. There's that many artists that are out there. These were like a professional company. And then like one of them, they dropped a project in 2021 and they haven't dropped anything since. So basically, y'all gotta get on your grind. Other people out here trying to shine just like you trying to shine. PullUp Reddy. He just, what I'm saying, getting back in. Got something going to drop in January, trying to drop in February. Got something with MoneyBaby XO, trying to drop that. We just gonna keep dropping music. Next year, I'm trying to drop something every month, and then have some good
Now, I
too.
always want to do like story time already at the end of our shows, right? Because I normally talking too long, anyways. But how did it feel to have your first solo track slide play on major radio 1079 in the middle of a critique out of that situation? Like, how do you feel?
Man, it felt good, man. I'm just glad it was up there and I could see the visual. You know what I'm saying? I see the album cover.
Yeah.
DIY, man. Do it yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? I was glad to see the album cover on the radio. I had to screenshot it, man. It just felt good.
I mean, I know you won and you beat the champion, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, okay, Reddy's like, yo, my track coming on tomorrow. I'm like,
I
yo,
was
man,
scared.
let's tap in, yo.
I
I
was
gotta get the
scared,
call in
dog.
number.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I felt pressure, like, cause if I'm on the track with Money XL, I'm like, okay, cool. It's her fault, man. She wrote the hook. It's her fault. But when you all
You
alone
wrong.
out there, it's all on you, dog. So I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I couldn't even watch the show. I couldn't even listen to it. I had to pass on listening to it. That's how scared I was. I was like, oh man, I can't handle it.
My mama bird. Froze up like my mama bird.
Yeah, next time I'll be ready though. When I got some more smoke, I'll be ready. Well, I was just like, cause I felt like Sly's a good track, but it's like it's for the ladies, and I don't got the lady fan base yet. You know what I'm saying? So I got to work towards building that lady fan base. You know what I'm saying? That might not have been the right track for right then and there. Now somebody else put that track out, oh, they would have loved that one. They would have ate it up like candy.
Yeah, because they're already like embedded, like that plateau. Once you get there, man, folks just gonna be like, well, that's how they're feeling. That's how I'm feeling. Like they want to be down. I want to be down, even if that track gon' flop. No, anyways, because there's plenty of artists whose tracks they're okay. I mean, they're for the moment. They're TikTok friendly, gimmicky, whatever. But at the
Mm-hmm.
day, I know for a fact people are starting to recognize who really got lyrics.
For sure, it's coming back.
Because when another artist get on stage behind me and say, "Yo, shout out to Money Baby," I know y'all heard them bars. I was like, "Talking about me? You talking about me?" As many times I got kicked out the studio, you talking about me?
Yeah.
All right, once again, I'm Money Baby XO. In my former life, I was Zorlu, the comedy vixen. This is Pull Up Reddy, Reddy Beats, Reddy Stay Ready, Reddy Review. Reddy, anything you want to add before we close out? Because it's been a great show, and I think everybody can learn a lot.
Nah, I just see what I'm saying. I'm ready to get back in it come January. I got a lot of details to get y'all as far as what we've been doing as far as artists. So I can help y'all out too. It's a lot of work.
Now, our previous seasons, there have been artists where you probably didn't know about them on this coast, or because we're technically on the East Coast, but they have been growing. I guess they have deals and they're, branching off. You're hearing them on local radio more, whatnot. So we're trying to reach more independent artists. So when you send us our music, say, hey, you have the rights to play our music on your show for YouTube and Facebook. So that way our show doesn't keep getting reported and blocked, okay? Once again, y'all can email us at lottiewood@gmail.com your music so we can review them on the show. We'll have special segments once a month for music reviews, okay? That way I don't really get too many warnings within 30 days. Anything you want to add, Reddy?
Nah, man, just appreciate you for getting us back on. And a lot of you would appreciate
No problem, man. This is the Reddy Review. And of course, Lottie Wood's coming back live 2023 in January. We look forward to seeing you all. Peace.
you. Happy New Year.
Peace.